fam, so what's going on? Strat here from Strategic Audio, back with another brand new music production video. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for supporting. And this video is about simplicity. Way too often producers think and feel and believe that in order for a beat or a song to be good, it has to have 100 complex layers of music. A song or beat could have 100 layers of music, but those layers don't necessarily have to be complex. You could add 100 layers of very subtle, simple textures and sounds and melodies and one shots and phrases, and you can make a really grand soundscape on a beautiful piece of music that's made up of tiny little bits and pieces of simplicity. Because at the end of the day, it's really the whole that matters. It's what the listener will hear and how it makes them feel. That is what matters. Today I'm going to show you how I made a beat starting with just 2 chords. Now, you can start really simple with 2 chords such as this. So that's a super simple chord progression in C sharp minor. But me being who I am, I like melody, so I replayed those very simple chords. Still the exact same 2 chords, but I did it with a little bit of melody, a little bit of style and flair within the playing of the chords. And it came out like this. So that's just the basis, the foundation for the entire production. All you need to do as a producer from here is layer on top of that with simple things. You don't need to be extra melodic. You don't even need to add a lot of stuff. You want to make something chill or something intense, something uplifting, something mellow, something aggressive. Sound selection is important. And it is about how you place and where you place the elements that you're creating, the elements that you're finding, whatever you're sampling or whatever you're grabbing an instrument and playing. So after I put down that really simple, nice Rhodes chord progression, played of course with Piano Tech 8, I added this simple guitar riff, guitar loop, whatever you want to call it, done with my little crappy live guitar. Really simple, really fun, really basic. I don't really have the ability to get on the guitar and behave like Slash or Jimi Hendrix. That's not me. So it's just all really simple, finding the correct note, playing it in a nice rhythm and melody. The next element was bass, because everything needs a good bass. The bass line, the bass groove is kind of like the foundation. And by and large, it follows the root notes of the chords. But to add character, you gotta put your own individual flavor into it. And that comes from the cadence that you use in playing the little melodic structures sticking within that chord progression. There are ways to kind of add little variation to make it interesting. And this is what I did with the bass. Very simple, but still keeping it interesting, giving it almost like a life of its own, giving it some rhythm, like a pulse. And that bass comes from Moto Bass 2 by IK Multimedia. I really like how it has a groove. It has like that, I don't even know what to say, like an R&B, not so much 70s or anything like that. It just has like that. Yeah, maybe that like that vintage R&B kind of groove. Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. You can probably find 1,000 songs that use the same style. But the point is, you're using something that is time-worn and you're adding it to your own individual essence, the thing that comes from you, and you're using it in a way that only you can use it. Next element was from Analog Lab by Arturia. Grabbed that and found some nice soulful organs, and this is what I played. Again, where is the complexity in that? That is literally just playing the exact same chords as the main chord progression with the Rhodes, but with an organ. And the one variation is that at a certain point I added in a 7th note. That's about it. So the next element I added was strings, using the BBC Symphony Orchestra by Spitfire Audio. Right, so after this, I didn't feel like I needed to do anything else, because remember, keeping it simple while making it interesting and allowing it to evoke an emotion in your listener, that is the key. Sometimes I do melodies first and then add drums. Sometimes I do drums first and then add melodies. In this particular case, I did all the melodies first, and then I decided to fit the drums around that. So here's what I did with the drums. At first, I wasn't sure what style of drum I wanted to use. Do I want to do like some soulful boom bap type stuff? Do I want to do something that's more R&B? Or do I want to make something with a trap vibe? Well, this is what I came up with. And that was all that I added to make this beat, this production, this composition, whatever you want to call it. And I did this just to show what you can do when you start with just two simple chords, two chords. Of course, it depends on what you're making and, you know, the clientele that you're serving or the audience that you're serving. You might be trying to do like a movie score, and sometimes it might call for a lot of chord changes, a lot of movement. Sometimes it might call for even less than what I did. Sometimes with a movie, all you're doing is creating a vibe, an ambiance, textures, soundscapes. Something like this is probably meant for a rapper or a singer to make something that is for streaming or for radio. Two chords. You can start with just two chords. I hope that this was enlightening, educational, entertaining. I hope it inspired you in some way. I feel like my job is to take all that I've learned in my time making music and give it to people, whether it is in a format like this where I explain a concept, or whether it is just by showcasing how I make my productions, my compositions. I believe that this is what I'm offering, and hopefully it will reach at least one or two people, and somebody might listen and hear what I'm doing, see what I'm doing, and be like, I could do that too. I can do that too. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps. But only like it if you actually like it. Only like it if it, you know, gave you some sort of value. Only subscribe if you're actually interested in hearing and seeing more. For those of you who watched, especially if you watched all the way to the end, for those of you who hit the like button, for those of you who subscribe, those of you who come back and watch other videos, thank you so much. It helps, it means a lot. And as usual, I'm gonna sign off by saying peace, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, I'll play the final finished, mixed, mastered, and arranged beat for you to hopefully enjoy. See you next time.